Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is April the 29th, 2021. I really want you to see this shirt. I love this shirt. Strong hand. Long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Don't FOMO on altcoins. Be a unique beast. Don't be an algorithm slave either. We're going to talk about that. Offended by selling. One day closer to a freaking all-time high. Hello, my elite friends. Do you have questions? I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister or do a freaking super chat. Oh, it's been raining all day in Nashville, and now it's about to end. It's ending. For now, I'm going to go walking soon after this. Not a run day today. That was yesterday. Now, speaking about recent occurrences, let's not go back to yesterday, but let's go back to Tuesday. Everyone follows me on Twitter. You know that I went to the Nashville Predators game. I got a free $110 ticket. I talk about that on the backup channel. Yes, I posted a video of me at the Nashville Predators game. All you Canadian hockey fans out there, check it out right now. Don't be an algorithm slave. I know you didn't get served. It didn't get served up to you because it was on my backup channel. But think, use your heads. Go to the links below. Check out the 6-minute video of me at the Nashville Predators game. I'm not wearing a mask. There were people walking around there. That the mask police were there. Hey, it was kind of funny. But the young people. There were a lot of young people there, a lot of energy. They didn't sell every seat. You know, we were spaced out. I had a fun time. I'm not a hockey fan. I hadn't been to an NHL game in many, many years. I saw the Capitals play once. And I hadn't been to a pro sports game since 2014, since I saw the Orioles in the playoffs. So it's funny. It's linked to below. Check it out. Also linked to below is a special elite Bitcoin holder show. I did audio only earlier today. This is my 4th show of the day, okay? The taped Predator show, the podcast, the audio podcast. I did a TikTok that's also linked to. So I mean, I've been in motion, dudes, with this social media Bitcoin stuff. If you're watching this tape, please play this at 2x so you don't have to hear all that stuff I just said there. And but do check out the links. Watch the stuff. Don't be an algorithm servant. My Lord. And yeah, I am a huge quote unquote sinner for going to a sporting event, an indoor sporting event. Oh my, the world ended. I'm so sick now, aren't I? I go to a synagogue. I go to indoor sporting events. I'm on a plane. I go outside every day. I mean, some would just call that normal. Pound that like button. I call it pretty darn normal, but some people are stuck in some weird new normal. But we'll talk about that. I talk about that again in the podcast and the backup channel linked to below. So could you have predicted the following like a year ago? It just shows you what a golden age we are living in here. There's some people that are down because, you know, Bitcoin is only at $52,000 or $53,000 only. They're very disappointed that, you know, it was $64,000 pyramid. Big money. Whammy. Was that show? Anyway, okay. So no, some people are disappointed, but I got to put this in perspective for you people. The number 2 freaking cryptocurrency, and I know some of you are scared of the flipping fund. Oh my. The number 2 cryptocurrency is, if it was a company, you can go to asset-.com. It would be it would have the 27th highest market cap on the in the world of all companies. It would be number 27. You can go to Asset Dash. $313 billion is the market cap of Ethereum. That is more than Toyota, Comcast, and Verizon. And it's only the number 2 cryptocurrency, okay? So put that in perspective, dudes. That was unpredictable a year ago, right? When everybody was scared, and not everybody, people like me weren't locked in their houses, but a lot of people lock themselves out. Some of them still haven't come out of their houses apparently, and think that it's a sin to see a hockey game. And it got a little cold in there. I got to tell you, at first I was warm because I walked there. Anyway, hockey's interesting. It's hard to follow the puck. I like baseball. You know it. I'm Baltimore. We don't have hockey in Baltimore. Now, another thing, the Fed chair, I'm not putting the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, on a pedestal here. He gets asked about freaking Dogecoin by a reporter. That's the world we're living in now, man. I mean, would you have been able to say that the freaking altcoin flavor of the month, Dogecoin, that no one even works on anymore, that, you know, a year ago, they're going to ask Jerome Powell about it, a serious question about Dogecoin. Ask the chairman of the Federal Reserve gets asked about Dogecoin now. So, golden age, dudes. Some people are very impatient with the Bitcoin price. Some people think it's the end of the world when you talk about an altcoin and that you can gain nothing positive from looking at altcoins. But I mean, I just derive some really positive aspects of life from altcoin stuff there. You know, Ethereum is worth that much. It's at a new all-time high, and Bitcoin, and it's still the number 2 cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin to this very day, to the end of the time, baby. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin dollar your wealth in Bitcoin. Now, another thing that's very interesting, the University of Wyoming generates revenue through crypto staking. The University of Wyoming is the state of Wyoming. There's no difference. It's a state-run institution. And now they have gotten permission and to buy cryptocurrency, to stake cryptocurrency, and to use the staking earnings to fund themselves. And this is a government in the United States getting into cryptocurrency. Now, I know it's not Bitcoin, but this is huge. This is big. Now, we knew this was going to happen eventually. How exactly it was going to happen? It's a government indirectly buying Bitcoin and buying cryptocurrency, okay? Making a government making an investment in cryptocurrency. So people keep saying it's the University of Wyoming, and it is the University of Wyoming, but there's no difference. Who funds the University of Wyoming? It is a state institution that's getting into cryptocurrency. So that's pretty big right there. And hey, we knew it was going to happen. That's when you could have predicted something like that. But we're there. We're there. Golden age, baby. And so, but with all these positives, and I'll get to the Bitcoin positives in a second, baby. Well, those are Bitcoin positives because they tie. I'm not part of the Bitcoin Inquisition, baby. I can talk about altcoins and tie them into Bitcoin real easily there because they do tie into Bitcoin, and there are good things you can derive from them, from trends with them that are good trends for Bitcoin too. But here's a headline from CoinDesk: Bitcoin declines, on track for worst month since January. And to me, that sums up the spoiled attitude that so many in the Bitcoin space have. Okay, how you need another major when do you need your next major milestone? I mean, you're like a freaking heroin addict. You need it right freaking now. People are sad that Bitcoin is its worst month since January. January wasn't that. I mean, that just happened. It's a worst month since January. That's not a big deal. Well, why is that a big deal at all? Because everybody wants an all-time high every single day. And you know, a month ago in February, we were having all-time highs every single day. During these bull runs, we have all-time highs every single day. We're going to have that again, but they're down days. And so, wow, the worst month since January, which was a freaking awesome month, where Bitcoin got to $30,000 for the first time ever. You guys realize that prior to this year, Bitcoin has never been to $30,000 a year. You spoiled people who can't put it all in perspective. A year and a month ago, Bitcoin crashed into the 3,000s for a few seconds there when the whole world overreacted and became hysterical because of some, well, you know what. And so put that in perspective. You're spoiled. Everyone is spoiled. I hope you hold Bitcoin. I really hope, because if you're spoiled and you're holding Bitcoin, okay, that's great. You're a little delusional on your expectations. We can't have awesome milestones every freaking day, dudes. There are going to be down days. There are going to be down months that really aren't down. But hey, CoinDesk has their headlines also. So we're going to talk about the FBI in a second here, or the IRS. I'm getting everybody confused here. Here's a Beyond Bitcoin thing. I really can't. I was sent a link that is a real promotional video by the CIA. And it just shows you what their priorities are. And they're quite strange. They are woke. It is a woke video with a real employee of the CIA. And it's linked to below. It says CIA disturbing. I really can't talk about it. But it can show you how maybe either they're completely incompetent, or that it might worry some people. Like, if they're so much into this wokeness, maybe some of these incompetent woke people that they hire might illegally target Americans just because they're so bitter. I mean, you hear this woman talk. I mean, it's shocking how bitter and incompetent she most likely is. And she can't admit the only reason she got the job is because, well, you'll see. Anyway, so that's linked to below. That was a Beyond Bitcoin moment. Going back to the government, Jerome Powell talks about, and I hope I link to this below. It's at decrypt.co. I'll add it if I forgot it. He talks about central bank digital currencies. To him, it doesn't matter if China beats the United States to the punch. He doesn't want to be in a race with China. He doesn't want to have a central bank digital currency like China. He doesn't necessarily want a central bank digital currency, but it's clear he does through this. Now, I'm glad that he claims he doesn't want something that's going to track you like China. I mean, obviously, China wants it to be as fascist as freaking possible, their central bank digital currency, and they don't want there to be any physical currency anymore. Jerome Powell is not, he hasn't said that he still wants there to be physical currency, most likely. But I think the big takeaway is that if the Fed chair is talking about it, central bank digital currencies, it's probably going to happen. And you can have your fingers crossed and hope that they don't really make it China-like. If they do, I mean, you don't have to worry if you own Bitcoin. That's the bottom line. Pound that like button. Let me see if anybody has any questions over there. What do we I see there's some Canadians there. Or we do have some questions. And I do see Canadians there. Keep killing it, bro. Thanks for everything, says Tyler Rushton. Thank you for appreciating it, man. And I'm going to keep on doing it as long as I get good feedback from people. I really love and I talked about that on my audio podcast today. When I don't have the interaction with you guys, I start to really lose interest a lot in this. It's just not fun. So I appreciate this interaction. Crypto miner Kevin says, keep speaking the truth. Let all the normies pass this channel and FOMO on alts. Yeah, they are going to pass the channel and FOMO on alts. Don't FOMO on alts is one of the sayings here. They don't get that. And I'm going to talk about normies and their mistakes and what I've learned from TikTok. Because I mean, a lot of people are rightfully disgusted by the impulsive people on TikTok, but you can learn a lot from them. You can learn a lot from impulsive people. I'm not going to insult them any more than they need to be insulted there. All right. Let's again, and the only way I see a lot of you are chatting there. If you want me to, you could do BitcoinMeister. You can do a super chat, and I will definitely answer your questions. All right, back to the regularly scheduled notes section, and retweet this, dudes. Follow me on Twitter, TechBalt, TECHBALT. It's out there. Not many people were retweeting it for some reason, or at least earlier on. As many of you know, I enjoy Uruguay. I have relatives, distant relatives there, through my great grandmother of blessed memory, Rose, and she and when I was in Uruguay in 2013 in Montevideo, my glorious second cousin once removed, he's my mother's second cousin, Ricardo, who always takes me around there, who's such a great guy, who made a cameo appearance on this show back when I was there in 2018. I was interested in real estate back then. It was right before I bought Bitcoin. I was interested in foreign real estate because I liked Doug Casey. He took me to all these condos and out there. It was really nice of him. And right after that, I bought my first Bitcoin. So I wasn't interested. I was no longer interested in foreign real estate. But I have a Bitcoin now is one Bitcoin you could buy a freaking house in Baltimore with now. One Bitcoin's worth more than what I paid for my houses in Baltimore back in the day when I had houses in Baltimore, in challenging neighborhoods in Baltimore. But right now, the Decrypt has an article: major Latin American marketplace to accept Bitcoin payments for real estate in Uruguay and in Argentina. So it's combining a former interest of mine. You don't know. Maybe Bitcoin will. People have asked me, "What are you going to do with your Bitcoin?" There's something I can directly do with my Bitcoin. I don't have to get into fiat now. Through this organization, I can send them my Bitcoin and turn it into a Montevideo condo. No Montevideo condos are listed there yet, but somewhere in Buenos Aires are. But it's a Uruguay, Argentina based company there. So it's that is linked to below. I usually don't talk about these kind of niche country specific news stories because sometimes they're fake and they blow things out of proportion. But I'm personally interested in something like that. And I would not recommend, if you were to ask me where to buy a place, Argentina or Uruguay, Uruguay by much better, much more stability, much more stability. They're not gonna, most likely you're not gonna have your real estate confiscated there. In Argentina, who knows? They just go so socialist there every 10 years, or not every 10 years. Every 10 years, their currency collapse. But Argentina's a lot more socialist than Uruguay. But unfortunately, because of the current event situation, if we would not have had the current event illness situation that the world has been living in for so long, I would be much more enthused about one day possibly using Bitcoin to buy real estate, foreign real estate. But I'm no longer as pro. It's so sad what's gone on in America is the freest country, and in terms of this sickness that's going on, I would rather be nowhere else, and I don't want to get stuck anywhere else, man. And Uruguay has been pretty lax; they have not forced anyone apparently to shut down. People voluntarily shut down there. Okay, that's beyond Bitcoin stuff. Let's move on now. Coinbase users are now able. We'll talk about what the IRS wants to do to the frickin'. I mean, it's disgraceful what they want to do to the hardware wallets, but it shows you how great hardware wallets are. Now, but I'll get to that in a second. Coinbase, where you don't want to store your freaking Bitcoin because you don't want to have a Bitcoin bank. There's no point. Coinbase users are now able to buy up to $25,000 in crypto daily using PayPal, according to the exchange's settings page. They'll lose nearly 4% of such purchases to PayPal-specific fees, yet they will still do this. People will still do this. Guys, if that's the only way you can buy your Bitcoin, I guess I understand it, because Bitcoin will, it'll erase those 4% fees. But God, there are better ways of doing it. Directly through your bank account. You don't need to have these roundabout ways to get to your credit card through PayPal or whatever is creating these 4% fees. Be careful out there. Always check the fees when you're on Coinbase. What method you're selecting, okay? Just pick the cheapest freaking method. It's, through your bank account, through Coinbase. Don't try to complicate things. But there's a new way to complicate things and freaking lose money. Now, what is this Ethereum flipping thing? Yeah, I want to say the Bitcoin monetary policy does not change. The Ethereum monetary policy, it changes. Okay, it could change some more in the future. We don't know. But and so if you're making an investment choice, I don't know why you would go to the Ethereum one. But it's hot right now. It's surging right now. People have FOMO on it. But guys, go back to 2017, same time in the cycle. It pumped in a very similar way. It got over 10% of a Bitcoin in value. I think it might have spiked to 12 or 13 for a little bit. So if you're shocked by all this, I mean, I think it's partially you don't have a good memory, but partially there are a lot of people that are stuck in the Bitcoin Inquisition social media bubble where they truly believe Ethereum is a scam, where if they start to see something right in front of their face, Ethereum doing well, they can't fathom it because they're just stuck in this fake world of like Ethereum is a scam. Ethereum can't do well again. I mean, Bitcoin, it's impossible for anything to do well against baby. It's this weird little world, a zero-sum world. And I don't know if that makes people forget the past too. We've already seen Ethereum do well. And Ethereum has all these gimmicks, all these things about to happen. Watch This Week in Bitcoin at 2 p.m. this Friday, but watch This Week in Bitcoin too. All right, so tomorrow, 2 p.m. East Coast time, tune in here, please. It's This Week in Bitcoin. But if you watch last week's, I forgot who said it. One of the best guests in the freaking space, because I only bring you the best guests in the freaking space, said that Ethereum should not implement 2.0 for as long as possible. You keep on hyping it up, stretching it out. People keep buying into the hype, FOMOing on it. But people do real things over in Ethereum land. And there's so many people that are deep in the Bitcoin Inquisition bubble that they don't realize that there are real people that are Ethereum maximalists that build things on Ethereum, and lots of venture capital people are interested in tossing money their way and creating companies around Ethereum. And lots of rich people don't understand that Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin and want there to be another and throw money at Ethereum. And thus, no matter what you say in Twitter, they're never going to see it. They're not going to care about you complaining about Ethereum over there. They're going to do what they're going to do with their billions of dollars, okay? So that's what's going on right now. People with millions and billions of dollars that don't give a rat's tuchus about what you say on Twitter in your own little doom world. And I'm being critical of some of the extreme views that have been put out in this little social media Bitcoin Inquisition world. That's all. It's a small bubble. It's a small bubble when you consider what is going on in the larger space, what is going on in the larger world, and what's going on in the larger Bitcoin world. Most Bitcoin owners have never been on Bitcoin Twitter before, ever. All right, and their views on altcoins are probably a lot different than yours. Now, and I'm not saying these people are perfect. They are far from perfect. The people in the Bitcoin Inquisition bubble, they bring a lot to the table. In reality, they know how to store their Bitcoin. They know how to send their Bitcoin. They know not to ever. They have a strong hand on their Bitcoin. You know, things that I teach and encourage. All right, and so a lot of the people who are happy-go-lucky, not bitter, willing to look around at the world and explore different things, they are. They're prone to make some rookie type of mistakes, like keeping their Bitcoin on an exchange and just falling into a lot of different traps out there. All right. And so in TikTok world, what I've learned recently through a video that just simply taught people how to get their Bitcoin off of Coinbase. There were many people that are saying, why would I want to get my Bitcoin off of Coinbase? I can flip it there immediately. It's a public company. Why would they take or confiscate my Bitcoin? They don't get that the government of the United States, that if you are a public company, you're going to follow whatever the government tells you to do. So if someone is considered a risk factor, they will confiscate the Bitcoin. They will slow down your ability to remove your Bitcoin from your quote unquote wallet. If you control your own private key, you don't need to worry about any confiscations by the government. You don't have to worry about your wallet saying, no, this is suspicious activity, so we have to delay sending this a day. Okay, there's no intermediaries between you and your wallet. Coinbase obviously is a complete third-party intermediary, and this is all about disintermediation. And the people over there on TikTok, and most of them are very young, they don't get it. But a few people were kind of like curious all of a sudden, like, wait a second, why shouldn't I have my Bitcoin on Coinbase? They just think it's natural to have it on a third party. That's the way it is. They don't think there are any downfalls to it at all. So you gain a perspective on how many people are they do not have a self-sovereignty at all in their vocabulary, and they're nowhere close to it. And they are the ones that they're going to lose their Bitcoin. I mean, one way or the other. At least Coinbase is a safe, quote unquote, safe place of keeping it. Most of these people are extrapolating Coinbase to wherever they're keeping it, some foreign exchange, wherever, where it can easily be hacked or whatever. They don't even get that the exchanges can be hacked. They don't get that at all. It's a learning experience on TikTok. It should make you happy that you understand what best practices are. There are no best practices on Bitcoin TikTok whatsoever. So you got to hand it to the Coinbase guys for encouraging me to make best practices related videos. And one of them got popular yesterday because people are challenged by the fact that you should get your Bitcoin off of Coinbase. That's why it did well, not because they necessarily want best practices. All right, we have people chatting there still. Let me get to the IRS. Well, I wanted to talk about it earlier. All right. Okay, that's for tomorrow. Okay, so it's a Vice article. It is a Vice article. As more investors and criminals move to hardware wallets to secure their funds, the IRS is looking for new methods to access those wallets in criminal investigations. The IRS is looking for help to break in the cryptocurrency hardware wallets, according to a document posted on the agency website in March of this year. So people are just talking about this. Now, there was a related thing. There was something else IRS related that I talked about. I don't think it was this. They're not going to be able to break into your hardware wallet, okay? Into your Trezor or your Ledger. That's the bottom line. But it shows you how secure it is that they have to put a 25-page document on their website, just asking for help. And unfortunately, there are people that are sellouts, that are compliant. Really, just the very definition of snitches that would love to help the IRS with this. And it's a free country, so you can do that. You can be a snitch in a free country. But I think overall it speaks loudly, it speaks volumes about the effectiveness of these hardware wallets. That they're worried about it. They want in on these things. They know that people have successfully avoided their tentacles by doing this. If the IRS can get into your Coinbase account anytime they want to. So that goes back to what I was talking about above. And clearly, they can't get into your Trezor whenever they want to. And they want to be able to. They really want to be able to if you read this thing. So I can't say that in 15 seconds in a TikTok video. I can say that here. I wouldn't be concerned about it. I would be concerned if you don't have a hardware wallet. How about that? If you're keeping it somewhere other than a hardware wallet, I would be concerned because the IRS isn't asking how to break into those other storage methods because they already know how to, and they already have, and quite easily with the third parties. Now, what is this? So I talked about the Panthers versus the Predators game. Yeah, they were playing the Florida Panthers, which is ironic because I'm going to Miami next. That's the team that's based in Miami. And okay, we'll talk about that. Ben Shapiro ended his show, or ended a segment. No, it was ended a show. He was ripping on the Biden's insane spending, and he just ends the show with Bitcoin to the moon. He says Bitcoin to the moon, and I love how it's become that accepted in mainstream culture now. Could you have predicted a year ago that Ben Shapiro would end the show by saying Bitcoin to the moon? It's good. It's good. It's a good time to be alive. I'll say that. I see someone else has a question there. We are excited to announce that MasterCard will be the exclusive network partner for the Gemini credit card. Oh my God. They send out that email. They're really trying to sell that thing. Man, just buy Bitcoin. Why complicate things? A dude I've had on the show before that's in charge of the Florida Blockchain Association or whatever, they're having an event in Orlando right after I think on the 7th and 8th or the 6th and 7th of June. I linked to it below. Right after the Miami Bitcoin conference. They're taking advantage of all the people that'll be around. So good for Florida. Orlando is in the game too there. It's linked to below the days it is. So if you're sticking around in Florida, you can go to this Florida blockchain event or whatever. And I said I would mention it. He's been on the show. He was on the show once when I had Tyzen on the show. Yeah, people really don't get what controlling your private key really means on TikTok. Not at all. Very revealing. They don't know that term, control your private key. They just don't know it. That's a big revelation. Yeah, Tesla sold 10% of their Bitcoin. Okay, big whoop. All right. Elon Musk still owns his Bitcoin. Companies have to do what companies have to do. They had to prove liquidity. They still have 90% of their freaking Bitcoin, dudes. It's a very minor story for me. All right. So calm down, everyone. Calm down. I know. And Elon Musk. So yeah, Elon Musk. What else did I want to say here? Oh, Alistair Milne had been spreading the rumor about Facebook buying Bitcoin. They didn't buy it, but we're one day closer to them buying it. And it seems like everybody forgot about the whole DM. DM is what the name of the new name of the Facebook proposed cryptocurrency. It used to be called Libra. It's going to come out. It's going to be good for Bitcoin. Oh, I forgot to say, we're talking about the Ethereum ranking. The freaking the ranking for Binance Coin is like number 130. If it was a company, okay. So I mean, we're living in quite a golden age here. That it would be the 130th most valuable company on earth. I have the. I'm not going to go back up to the number. BlockFi has lowered its rates again. Okay, that's not a shock. It seemed to be unsustainable. Why do you even have your Bitcoin at a third party? Again, the IRS, they know how to get your Bitcoin from BlockFi. They don't know how to get it from a Trezor. Just remember that, people. Now, here we got a question. Do you advocate eating any carbs at all? No, not like rice, not that type of carb, but dude, and maybe you just meant the fruits and onions and everything. I've shown you my onions before. This is a carb. This is a carb. I eat it. I eat the freaking garlic. It's a carb. I eat it. I don't know. No man-made carbs at all. All right. No man-made carbs that you don't. Or processed carbs. To eat rice, it has to be somewhat nothing wheat-based. Nothing wheat-based. Those type of carbs. Now, vegetable, greens are fine. Okay. So anything they can make bread out of, don't eat that. Okay. Now, I don't advocate that at all. But I am not some pure meatitarian dude at all. At all. I eat. I eat nuts. I will eat fruit. I don't vilify fruit like some people go crazy with the fruit. Now there's one day of the week I have like the only extra carb that I have is a little orange. Okay, those are my sprint days. Now there's not. Daniel Sternthal says Bitcoin to the moon. You better believe it, Sternthal. And Shapiro, Sternthal, Meister, we seem to have some things in common there. We all like to say Bitcoin to the moon, right? Now, how heavy, dude? Come on, honk. I'm not even gonna read that, dude. I mean, I think you're trying to be funny and everything, and but it's really you're kind of playing into that whole like what I was just saying was ignorant. Just people who are stuck in the Bitcoin Inquisition world, where if you talk about an altcoin or something, it's something that's you're doing something that's wrong somehow. And so when you ask an ignorant question like that, and it's the second time you've asked me that question, you sent a DM to me, and I think you're being an idiot. I think you're being a clown. So sorry, dude. Sorry. I think you're and you should be better than, because you're not a troll, but you just acted like a total. You just act like a total troll, and it's clear you're not really understanding what I'm trying to say here. Like, you got to get rid of that Bitcoin Inquisition mentality. It's really embarrassing. It's really shameful, dude. It's just whatever. And I know you're a great supporter of the show, but you're humiliating yourself. You really, and it's a complete waste of your time when you send me stuff like that. Ask a question like that. It's really a waste of my time. All right, so we're gonna read it real quick, right? And I gotta be honest. Even it really has to be pointed out. It really does. This show's about tough love here, and if there was no tough love, there are plenty of people in the past who would have ended up buying altcoin flavors of the month. So the Bitcoin Inquisition is really something you really should avoid. It's really it closes your mind to life in general, and I don't think it's a happy life. And anyway, so let me tell you let me end it on a happy note here. My nephew, I saw a picture of my nephew at Hebrew school, and it looked like he's freaking wearing a pirate outfit. All right, and there's Hebrew schools online now. At least certain ones are. All right, so no in-class Hebrew school for my nephew. That's a love, but they're all like that now in Baltimore, or lots of them. So I asked my sibling, and some of you know which sibling, a little bit more about if those of you who actually pay attention to the show know which sibling this is, but and how many I have or whatever. I've got multiple siblings, and there's at least one of each sex out there, and I've got nieces and nephews and whatnot. But this awesome nephew is only 7 years old, and my sibling says he is very advanced with Zoom. He creates special effects. Those were artificial images he created on Zoom. So I really thought, the pictures they posted, I thought he was wearing a freaking pirate outfit. And it really gives me hope. It makes me happy that a little 7-year-old Meister can be that skilled with a computer or a phone or whatever it is, and is that digitally oriented, and will clearly easily transition into this cryptocurrency Bitcoin world. He asked me about Bitcoin. He loves the Bitcoin shirt that I gave him. And the futures. And for those of you who just still have to talk about gold and all that nonsense, after seeing something like that, being impressed by your little 7-year-old can do a better job with with graphics on the internet than you can. It just I don't think how can how can you not understand the digital future of this world and the young people? So that's a positive thing to end with a little tech savvy 7-year-old. All right, let me see if there are any other questions out there. No, there are not. All right, everybody, pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to the channel. 2 p.m. tomorrow. We got a new show. I'll see you later. Bye bye.